Hey there folks, let's do some retro CSS battles. These are CSS battles from the past on CSSBattle.dev, daily targets from October 16th with this, whatever that is, the 17th, which is this grid, and the 18th, which is the kind of crossy with the roundedness. What do I see today? Today, I kind of think this is. Let's just do it. We got shapes. And what are the shapes? Today, I want to do the inner part of this box with borders. So if I do a border solid of this color, and I want to subvert that, and then I do border width of a smaller number and then a larger number, then I can create that shape, right? Like, and then with the background of this element like that, clump. I'm not worrying about the bars on the top and bottom yet. I think I want to do this with box shadows, but let's do this part first. 2 for 45, about 50, 70, 80, 90. And then, actually, no, we need to push it down a little more. 70, 75, 76, 77, 78. Okay, this is what I'm making. All right, and let's go ahead and do those box shadows. Box shadow, we'll set a color of this darker color, and then make box shadows. Box shadow 0, 30 pixels, and then 0, minus 30 pixels. I'm kind of doing all this out of order, and that's probably not a good practice, but those are the pieces. All right, so where do we have our numbers wrong? I think these borders should be 40, no, 20, 22, 22 and 80, no, 60, 50, 51, 52. Kind of fun. Let's see. Is this 80 actually? Oh, we're getting close. Getting close. So that means is that 50? Kind of on the tricky side. Because of the odd things I'm doing there. Oh, okay. Yeah, the way I've done it, I've got so many different chunks doing things that it might have been a bad idea, but I'm still kind of enjoying this puzzle. I don't think I've ever done any of it quite this way. Let's not undo the box shadow, or yeah, we'll just put a dash in front of it to make it not work. All right. So we need the inner width of this border to be correct. No, that's not the one. It's this one. 1, 2. There we go. Now, if I undo the box shadow, now it should be okay. Okay. The inline, so that 91, 92. All right. Okay, so that's the number, and then that's the number. There it is. So using these, all those numbers are interrelated, and so you change one. If you have it wrong, then other things are wrong. I'm presuming that I got 100%. I guess I really don't know that I didn't or did. But I'm just guessing that I did. I'm hoping I did. Yes, I did. And that's a new high score. So that's a nice way to do that. Just occurred to me. That's how we do this. All right, what do we got here? Box shadows. Why not as box shadows? Why not everything box shadows all the time? What's the harm? So do I want to do 8 box shadows? That's probably dumb. It's a dumb way to do that, but I'm going to do it that way to start with. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 40, 30, 32, 200, 230, 40, 50, 252, and then the height 30, 40. And then if we set a color again, color like that, and then we do box shadow 100 pixel 0, 10 on 10, 220 pixels 0. There it is. There's our pattern. 0, 60 pixels down, 50 pixels down, and then it's 110 pixels, 50 pixels, and then it's 220 pixels, 50 pixels. Was that right? What do I got wrong here? 1, 2, 3. How come I'm not seeing anything there? 50. Oh, is it? What have I got wrong there? Oh, because the comma. So see the brightness there? That is the extent. So we're actually making, we're fuzzing out. So without the comma, so there's your failure mode of CSS. Like, why does it look wrong? Well, CSS interpreting that number as the sort of the fuzz factor of the box shadow, and that's not what I wanted at all. Not at all. All right, 0, 110 pixels, 100 pixels. Okay. 110 pixels, 110, 100 pixels, comma, 220 pixels, 100 pixels. And I think that's a match. Let's submit and make sure. Yeah, so that's 100%. So let's minify and unit replace. And that's certainly another way to do it. But let's do another way. Why not? Okay, so we've set the colors here, and the warning that Firefox doesn't particularly like this technique. 4, 5, 6, 7, 72, 3, 32. Okay, and then a conic gradient. That's in the upper corner, 0, 0, and then it's got a width of 120 pixels or something, and then a height of, did we say 50 pixels? And it's transparent to let that orange through, 75% worth, and then this color 0, and that's how you get 4 of those. You change the app value, 90 pixels, 30 pixels, and you get something like the right shape. 100 pixels, and then 40 pixels down, and then the width of that is 110, and that's another way to do that. Kerplunk. Fun one. Fun. I think that's 100%. We minify and unit replace, and that's also a solution to this particular kind of code. And then again, you could use, rather than the HTML and the body element, you could use a paragraph element, and that's a better score as well, right? So this efficient repeating background conic gradient is a nice solution to something like that. This guy, he really makes me want to do a box shadow. So what's that look like? Let's make an element, put the dark color on him. We'll worry about some of the parts of this after a little bit. Let's do margins to set him. So his margins are up here. And And what I want to do is I just want to make sure that I adhere to this left edge. I don't care about much about anything else. So this first number minus 8, let's say 200, and then 0 or minus 8. Great. So that height is not high enough for the way I've got it so far. 220, 30, 232. Now let's do a border radius. Let's see what happens if we do the border radius. Border dash radius. 40 pixels, let's say. There's my shape. Great. That's, heck, box shadow. Color, the dark color. Box shadow. 100 pixels, 0. 200 pixels, 240. Great. 0, 150 pixels or something. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And then that makes this last one, what, 240 pixels, 190 pixels. There they are. Oh, that's cool. And then my Swiss Army knife of a tool, conic gradient. The dark color, 75%, and then the red color gets me that block, and then I move it around with background position. 50 pixels over, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then down 10 pixels, 20, 30, and this, so that I'm at the correct edge, right? I'm actually back here. So I need to do an at value, at 100 pixels, 100 pixels. So where I'll start. Wider 2 for lower, and it's a square, so it's probably 240, huh? 240. Yeah. And that is a solution. I'm not going to do this multiple ways. The rounded corners, like, you could, 99.9%. So we're a little wrong, a little off. How so? You know what I think? Oh, it's devilish. I think that we got a problem there. Like we have a little bit seeping through. So what do we do about that? Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we do red and instead do box shadow here. I'm going to set a color of the dark color. Box shadow inset. I need to set a margin now. Margin 0, which changes everything. So this goes 0, and this is 240, and this is 0, and then that inset shadow needs to come down to 3, 3, and then this needs to come in 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, and then we need the same again, but with negative numbers, because we're then going to come in with it from the bottom corner. I think that the roundedness that I choose to cheap out on by doing a border radius 40 pixel is the problem there. So, let's see. So what's that number? Inset border. Oh, and what problem do I have? I've got some sort of problem here. And I can't see what it is there. Okay, so inset 80 pixels. So Okay, so yeah, I don't understand the bottom problem. We got a problem though. I think it's to do with margins, and so there's some aspect of that number that is just not doing what I want. So let's do minus, well, some big number. There we go. It's just not doing what I want. And that is not good. Okay, so then we'll go linear gradient. Red, 80% to the black. Is this going to solve my problem? Am I on a fool's errand? Have I screwed up? Maybe. Let's submit that. .9%. Dang it. So life gives you lemons. Let's mistrust. So let's see. What pieces do we want here? We're running out of time here. I have a little time crunch that I need to deal with here. I'm gonna go with the quad template. Okie dokie. Why? Why am I doing the quad template? Because I got an idea. Okay, so do flex. Let's do a gap of some numbers, 50 pixels. So I want to create just the corner element. 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then a little less tall, 10, 110. I know those colors are all totally wrong. Border radius, 0, 0, 40 pixels, something like that. And then the gaps that I've got are wrong. 60, 70, 75, 80. And then here, 6, 7, 8. All right. Now I got that color. It's not this linear gradient, but just dark. Great. And then we do exactly what I did before, which is a conic gradient on the body. Conic of dark, and I need the keyword background because that's what I'm making. Background, conic gradient. 75%. No, so I would need this color, 75%, and that's a 0. No trailing comma there. And what did we say? 100 pixels, 40 pixels or something down. Nope, got those numbers wrong. I do not commit those numbers to memory for better or ill. 80, and then at 240, 240. Okay. Sometimes you get it wrong. And again, the quad template, one of my plugins, which does a 4 elements that are all symmetrical around the center axis. And so I've made some modifications to actually use gap to get that right. And that's another way to do that. Because when I cheaped out and decided to do, hey, let's just do a single value for border radius and not bother, and then I can use box shadows. Well, no, you can't, because there's just enough of wiggle around where that border radius occurs to prevent me from getting 100%, and we just can't have that. So let's minify and unit replace and submit, and that is the way we do daily target CSS battles. A lot of fun to see that, and this is a better score than whatever I've gotten in the past, so I'll take it. Go make a web page. Everybody's got web browsers. It's really cool, and take care of yourselves out there. All right, bye-bye.